Okay, we're back with part 2 of my expose on this mod that I made. So this part is going to be about the relatively early game, prior to really getting access to tier 2 equipment. What do we have at this stage, having done some of the early game tech? We'll also include a little bit of a mission as well, just perhaps showing off some of this equipment since I didn't show you a mission last time. Let's have a look here. Okay, we're just about going to get magnetic weapons in 4 days, but we're actually going to go do a mission now.
Hello, Commander.
And let's have a little look at build items. Okay, so we've now got quite a few more options. This is still a bug. We've got battle scanners, nothing new there. We've got decoy beacons, cheaper, worse versions of the Mimic beacon. Mimic beacon is now a little bit better, it's got more health, and actually provides vision radius, so it can be used for scouting. It's a little bit more of a high tier item. I think it's a little more expensive as well. Oh, we've got some new ammunition here. We've got high explosive rounds, which rend the target for 2 points of damage, and with heavier weapons will shred their armor. We've got high caliber rounds, just give you a lot more damage and AP, particularly with heavier weapons, but have pretty hefty recoil, meaning firing more than once on a turn is bad for you, bad for your accuracy rather, and it also reduces will because it punches so hard it makes you tired. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I went with. We talked about these last time. Oh, we've got upgraded magnetic blades. One of the few upgrade paths that's actually working currently in this mod. Mine shields, nothing new there. Oh, we've got passive sensors, I believe, unlocked by Trooper Autopsy. This is just going to give you a passive increase to your sight and detection radius, which is, as you probably know, passive increases to sight very, very hard to come by in this game. This can be a good item, particularly on dedicated scouts. We've got one of the new medical items here. This is an alternative to the medikit. In total it will heal more than the medikit, and it heals it over time, meaning you'll continue to be topped up. It's essentially, if you're aware of the stasis vest, it's a very similar effect to that. It'll also clear some negative effects like a medikit. This is an interesting alternative to medikits. Is cheaper. Medikit is 45 versus regen spray is 25. I can't remember when it becomes available, but it is there. We've got the stimulator gun, another medical item. This one is going to revive unconscious units. And that is what it does. It's one of those items that you'll never take, and then really wish you had taken that one time the Warlock uses some BS psychic ability and knocks your guy out and you never saw it coming, or a stun lancer jabs you and your Star Soldier is now lying on the floor unable to help. We've got stun gas, the first of our spray can weapons. Now this is a utility slot item that sprays a short, very volatile, conal spray of a gas that will stun the target for one turn. So it can affect multiple targets. It'll knock them out for a turn. It's got a few uses. Find a use for it. I dare you. It's there. Tactical uplink scanner. A weapon I think is an item I think is actually very useful. What this does is it marks the target for the Sky Ranger, for the Avengers tactical software or something. You know, I don't know. You can headcanon it if you like. Basically, what it does is it marks friendly units as friendly, enemy units as enemies, and applies a debuff to the enemies and a buff to your troops. So it's quite versatile. It does it over a large radius. I believe it only has one use per, but this is a very useful item. It ties into some other things that you can get later on in the game as well. So this is a pretty neat item for creating a sort of differential in swinging a fight by creating a differential in the enemy chances of hitting you and your chances of hitting them. It can be very, very good. We've also got X-stun rounds. That's the last of the basic items that we've got here at the moment. This is just a stun shot. It has a chance to stun the target, and it does one less damage in return for that chance to stun the target. But it does one less damage against biological targets. Mechanical targets will take an extra point of damage. So it has some uses. Very good if you can apply it multiple times. So good on a pistolier, good on a skirmisher. Anyone who can shoot more than once can actually, in some cases, lock down very dangerous enemies just by shooting at them. Okay, here we have, I don't believe I have anything new here. The only weapon that this mod adds that's in this tab is the command designator and the Mark II command designator, which we don't have access to just yet. Nothing to speak of here. I don't believe there is anything new here. I talked at great length about some of these other items before, so we're not going to go into that any further. Let's now go to the proving grounds now. I don't think we have anything added by this mod in here just yet.
Now we just have to make all those people in the colonies remember what we're fighting for.
Thank you, Ms.
My
Shaw.
father didn't die so we could become a race of cowering test subjects for the aliens to toy with. We just have to get the people's attention.
Okay. As yet, there's nothing new in the proving grounds, though that is shortly going to change when we start getting more advanced tech. We'll talk about that next time. So let's have a look at our mission and decide what we want to take. Gorilla up here, I needed to do this one. Because I want to have a black market for the rest of this campaign. I'm using Grim Horizon. So we need to stop that. Let's head on over. Come on, XCOM. There we go. Okay. We managed to unlock our 6th slot just recently, so we have lots of utility slots to fill and lots of troops. We're in a sewer now. Right, something I rarely ever think of, but actually we could really do with some intel gathering ability, because there's very close environments, and I think it would be wise if we carried a proximity scanner on our scout here. She will be able to spot enemies through walls for us, so that will be quite useful. Let's see, there we are, proximity scanner. That's a free action every turn, which is going to reveal nearby enemies. We can also trigger a scan as well, so we can actually blue move and take a scan if we don't want to rush ahead. This will also help us hopefully locate the field commander pod and isolate them. Fingers crossed. Okay, let's see who else we have. We want some thugs for knocking that guy out when we find him. So we're going to take you. Again, this is with RPGO, so I've got all sorts of bizarre soldiers built out here. Let's see, probably want to show some items off. So let's see what we can take. Could splash out on a partisan armor mod, and maybe I'll demonstrate. Oh, I've already got a grenade bandolier armor mod, so let's see who's carrying that. I think. So what we'll take a slab. This is basically just going to be someone who's going to get shot at a lot, hopefully. We're going to give them the ceramic just for funsies. Talked about that in the previous thing. We've now got an infantryman with early game with conventional armor who has 8 health and 5 armor and a bunch of shields from their shield. There's not a whole lot early on in the game that can actually bring this person down. Though a stun lance could still just jab them when they die. So no one's invincible. Sniper isn't going to be very useful. Oh, let's... Right, so we're going to be in tight spaces. And we're probably going to want to advance through those tight spaces. So how about we get a hazmat armor mod? Let's just splash out. I've got a lot of money. Let's spend. Right. So we've got a soldier here that's going to want to get in close. Let's give them a hazmat. Now this is cumbersome. It's not actually going to reduce mobility. It's going to reduce dodge. Not great for the soldiers, since I think they actually have a bit of dodge. But that's a price I'm willing to pay for being able to walk through fire. You also get a bit more protection there, 2 more health. And of course you are running around with a flamethrower. Might be a good idea if you had hazmat on as well. So hazmat's, as you might expect, is going to protect us from poison, acid, fire, and that's its main thing that it does. Apart from that, gives you, like I said, 2 more hit points. What else can we put on here? I believe you have an attribute that will increase your fire damage. Yes, you're a pyro. So let's give you a return fire that sets people ablaze. That should be pretty funny. Find you a pistol. There we go. Okay, so with our ignition rounds, that's going to give us return fire, and that's going to make the return fire set people on fire themselves. Very fun. Also now our assaulter can run through our flamethrower guy's fire. It's going to be pretty handy. And let's see, I think we need a bit more of a base of fire. Let's take, this is a tough mission, so let's take someone who can dish out some damage. I think we're going to give them a AG charge, probably another. And should we just go really explosive? I think we're going to go really explosive here. We're just going to blow everything up with this guy. And what we don't blow up, we're going to punch. So we're going to give you high explosive charge. We already have one, we didn't need to buy one. That's fine. It's not a serious campaign. Let's find our high explosive rounds. Here we are, these are lovely. Because the Reaper can, not the Reaper, Skirmish can fire twice, you can actually apply this debuff, the shredding and rending debuff a couple of times. It's going to make a target take 2 additional damage for each one of these shots that hits, and since he can shoot twice in a turn, that's going to mean that he can stack a +4 damage debuff on a target. Should help us deal with anything tough we're going to find in there. Anything that we can't shoot, we're going to blow up or punch with our heavy strike module. And finally, let's see, what do we have? Okay, we've got Partisan. I wanted to show you that, didn't I? So let's have a look at that. I have a warrior. Oh, she's on a covert action. Let's find someone else. This guy, he's good for close fighting. Let's put him in Partisan Armor mod, and what the Partisan Armor mod does is it makes us better with knives. It also gives us the Bundle of Blades ability, which is going to give us additional uses of the hidden blades. This guy isn't actually a knife fighter, so maybe we will make a small adjustment here. We're going to give him a knife of some sort. Now, we could either use the Spec Ops combat knife, or we could use the Long War combat knife. I'm going to use the combat knife here because I've made it so that it grants combatives, so I'll have a little bit of a parry in melee. And let's see, that's not anything to do with my mod. Then we've got the magnetic hidden blades here. So this guy is going to be able to sneak around a lot if he can get his hidden blade kills in. Hopefully get up close to people and cause them a lot of trouble. He's also going to be very tasty with that knife. So that's a squad. Let's see, we're showing off a bunch of armor mods, we're showing off some of the new ammunition types, we're showing off explosive charges, we're showing off hidden blades. I think we're showing off a bunch of stuff here. I'm looking, the only thing I can think is, do I want to have a command designator? And this isn't really this guy's build, but we're going to throw a command designator on you, so I can show that one off. We'll talk about the command designator first when we get into the mission, so I will see you after the load. Okay, we actually missed the recording of this. Our Wraith has already done a proximity scan that triggers at the start of every turn. We can see that we don't have any enemies in our immediate area. I think this will show, yes it will actually show you the radius. It's really quite substantial, as you can see. It covers a large area, around about sight radius. So it's pretty good in close terrain. Now, of course, we don't have to be terribly cautious here, because this is a Reaper. She can, let's see, she can start to hopefully find our target for this operation. Okay, I think we basically just have to go this way or nowhere. So let's sneaky beaky out over here. We've found the Advent General already. That was nice and quick.
Target identity confirmed. That's the general. Take him out.
Okay, so as usual on this mission type, Central. As usual on this mission type, we want to bushwhack that guy really hard ASAP. But before we do that, let's just have a little quick talk about the let's have a little talk about this item here, the command designator. Now, the Mark 1 command designator gives us a few options here. We've got command tac uplink mark. Okay, this is a kind of mark target ability that can be used on enemies and allies to apply the same buff or debuff as we got from the tactical uplink scanner item that I was talking about earlier on. Cost an action point to do, of course, can be used to buff the defense of an ally or debuff the defense of an enemy, and that effect will last for several turns. So it's going to be really quite good as items go. Of course, it does take up your secondary slot and can only go in your secondary slot. So you are giving up some options to take this. Now, we also have a couple of other abilities here. We have Move It. This allows us to grant a squad mate an additional action point. It has a 2-turn global cooldown. And this was one of the things I did to balance this. This is supposed to represent whoever is in charge of this squad. We're saying that Vladimir Morozov here is in charge of this squad here. And what this will do is you can take more than one command designator on an operation. But the more powerful abilities here, apart from the command uplink mark, these two abilities, they have a shared global cooldown. So say I took one on another soldier over here, like Kate Smith. If I used Move It with Morozov on a soldier, then it would automatically go on cooldown for Kate, and vice versa. And the same is true for Take Cover, and if you have the Mark II, the advanced covering fire ability that would be here as well. They will have shared global cooldown, meaning there is diminishing returns to taking more than one of these on an operation. I decided this was a good way to balance it thematically, so you don't have too many people giving each other orders. Anyway, now we've talked at length about that. We can also talk about I think we'll talk about this when we get to use it, if we get to use it. But in the meantime, let's start moving up. We need to locate the enemy pod and kill it. So let's start getting on over there. Smith is... you are a crazy shotgun guy. Go on. I think you are. Ah, right, yes, she's Raging Bull. Okay, so she is another assaulter. She needs to stick with Morozov. You are just a big hit point sponge. You need to be up front. You have a flamethrower. You probably won't need to be up there too. And, well, we took an entire squad of people who do nothing but assault. That's cool. Okay. You're more of a grenade guy. In fact, I don't think you're going to make particularly good use of the HE charge because your mobility is debuffed for various reasons. But that might be a really good way to start this operation off. Good sneaking in. Okay. Let's see how we go. Oh, that's going to make things complicated. Spotted from a fair distance away there because... oh, good lad. Spotted from a fair distance because of the extremely heavy armour there. Getting some reaction fire because this guy has a trait that gives him reaction fire when revealing enemy pods. The game is up. He's running off over there. And oh wow, we're getting flanked really hard here. Our scouting did not pay off one bit. Okay. Oh, We've got a little bit of a resistance cell here who's going to help us out though. So that's nice. Good stuff. Okay. Ah, sectoid's almost dead. That's wonderful news. Okay. Here we are. We're going to have another scan. Start turn scan from Harbinger. Wait, not Harbinger. From our Reaper. Now she may. No, she didn't get close enough to reveal these guys. We've actually got a ping mark on enemy units that are nearby. This really is just a visual effect primarily. It doesn't actually do much by itself. In fact, I think I can F1 up. Here we go, we've got pinged. This unit has been picked up on XCOM scanners. This does have some useful interactions, but not really so much right now. Wow, your legs are that's very special. Okay. Always fun this game. Always fun. Right, let's chuck an HE charge. I want to blow this guy's cover. And see what we can do from there. Do have to think about being there we are. Nice big bang. All that cover's gone. A lot of cover destruction on an HE charge. You do have to worry about being flanked potentially here. I'm going to Justice, our good friend, the Advent General, in here. Disembowel him with my claws, and then we've got still got action points for days here. Action points for days. Can we? We can't have you strike there right now. I want to get out of the way here because I would like to set fire to both these people with my flamethrower. Is that a realistic option? Can we come around and cover on our flank here? I come round. I'm going to hope both of these guys die, or at least with 2 on fire to do much about it. Naturally, we missed this guy, so I think we will take the controversial decision to smack this guy because he doesn't like kinetic strike module. Oh yes, very nice. Okay.
That's how it's done. We need to clear the area of any remaining hostiles. We can't allow them to recover the general's body.
Sound advice. Okay, we've ended our turn out of cover here, so we've got a few different options. For what we can do about that. Let's see. He will die from burn damage, so we can ignore him. Mayhem, I think, is going to order take cover. Let's see if this actually works. I haven't used it for a while. Presumably this still works. Order take cover on Harbinger. Okay, that's now gone on global 2-turn cooldown. You should now be able to hunker down, which gives you at least some protection. And what are we going to do? I think we need to try and work our way out over here a little bit. Get eyes on that flanking team there. Right. Let's try and take out that sectoid, the shot. Let's bear that in mind. They're a fair way off on our flank. I think they're likely to engage the resistance cell primarily. So we're going to have a crack at eliminating these guys here. Can we bring Slab in front of? Yes, we can. Okay. So we're going to come up to here
Is it clear?
with Smith. She's going to take a flank shoot. Now, of course, we're using hollow point, so we're going to do increased crit damage. Probably not going to be enough to kill Codex. So we're going to have to think about dealing with more than one Codex here. But let's test our luck. We got the crit at least. Right. What tools do we have left at our disposal? Not enough. I'm going to, let's see. I'll throw up a guard. No, I'm not even sure I want to do that. I'm going to come up here and drop a shield wall. I kind of want them to take shots at him, so let's hope that happens. Meantime, we need to spread out a bit because we're probably going to get well, we are going to get side bombed. It's the AI. AI likes to side bomb. Let's get you up here. Hopefully, you'll be able to help us engage with the Codex and sectoids next. And let's see what's left. I'm going to take a chance on a kill over here. And totally left. Okay. Absolutely revealed all the way. He burned to death as planned. Here comes the side bomb.
They're moving to flank me.
Yep. Okay, who lost their ammunition? 4 people. One didn't have ammo. Silent BS. Okay, deflection. Okay, that's nice. They're getting a second chance. I'm not sure if they're going to use that AP or not. Incidentally, that's from another mod that I am working on currently. That adds a pile of sit reps. We'll talk about that at some point else. Okay, the AI doesn't seem to be using their second chances. That's interesting. Oh, how wonderful. 3 priests. Exactly what I wanted to see. Okay. Oh, it is Psionic Storm, right, yes. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, we're actually now seeing those through the wall, as you can see there. That's what we would use this item for if we hadn't completely blundered into the enemy unprepared and shown them exactly where we are. This unit, for various reasons, is still stealthy. But I think we need to clear our back line first. This is a mess here. We can shield bash you. Take that Overwatch fire on our shield. And hope to clear the way for, there we are, took it on the shield. Like a champ. Totally missed because shield bash always misses. We actually have another try here. Do we go for shield bash or both barrels?
You want some more?
Very satisfying. Okay. Turns out the flamethrower is not affected by psionic bomb. Good to know. Flamethrower is going to be very, very nice for dealing with priests. If we can avoid being mind controlled. Otherwise it's going to be very awful for us because we'll be on fire. Let's see. We'll come up here and shoot with our pistol, point blank range into this codex, eliminate them. One dead, and we're going to use Morozov here. Let's see what can we do about this Morozov. Got a knife.
I hope it's worth it.
Let's go into stealth with Morozov if we can. Right, we've got Hidden Blade Stab. Here we are, Hidden Blade. It's a pretty low damage weapon. This is a tier 2 item. We're getting some bonuses, I think. Or maybe we aren't. We should be. We are. Yes, we're getting crit chance increase because we're a knife fighter. We have knife fighting gear from our partisan armor mod. That's also giving us an additional use of this item. Very glad to see that's actually working properly now. I had some issues with this mod, with this item. The Hidden Blade's currently not terribly hidden at the moment. There are some problems with presentation currently. I'd like to hide this a little bit more so that it just kind of appears in the hand, but that's proving difficult to do. We're going to take a free action here. Hidden Blade Stab is a free action, and a little bit low damage. If it kills its target, it will put us into stealth if we can enter concealment. It says there, stab an adjacent target with one of your hidden blades is a free action. If the target is killed, you will enter concealment. This does have a 1-turn cooldown, so we can only use it once a turn. By default, the item gives you two charges. You get an additional one because you're wearing partisan armor mod. That's for each item carried as well, so you can carry quite a few of these things. Okay, so let's go for one little note. I didn't actually have to move this close. I could have moved to around about probably here. It's got a bit of a range on it, about 3 tiles range for this action, so you can get a bit of additional movement out of it. If I wanted, for example, to use this to move around to the other side of, say, to here, I could actually use it from here, and with the recent Highlander update, I could actually use this ability to actually move around to the opposite side here. But we are going to, actually I think we will use that movement there. We're going to zip around the other side, take a stab, maybe, if it works, enter concealment. Nope, we got revealed straight away. Sometimes that happens. It's a bit buggy. I don't understand why it works that way sometimes, but that's how it is. Let's break loss on this one. Yeah, because somehow our Reaper is still in stealth. Let's continue to sneak up. Okay. Flamethrower dude is going to be visible to the enemy if they're there. I'm very anxious about this. I don't want him to get mind controlled. And I don't know how to go about this safely. Is there some cover on the far side? There is. That would be... Somehow you're still stepping out and seeing the enemy there. Let's see, would you be flankable? There's a chance to be flankable. So let's move to here. Okay. So let's try and... oh, of course, we actually have... totally forgot about this guy. Got the skirmisher who has no ammunition. And... probably just... move and hunker, I guess. No? You're on fire. It's fine. It's fine, I'm going to move again. Hunker down. Can't be seen by anyone currently, so probably okay there. Overwatch.
Watching comes naturally.
And boom. Okay. hopefully they'll engage with the resistance cells. I was saying that will. Yeah, they're not using their second chance. That ability isn't being used by the AI properly. We can use it though, so that's nice for us. Ah, now that one, there we are, use its second chance. So it just seems like they don't reliably use their second chance. Stasis is awful. I hate it. When it's used against me. Let's see. Right, a little scan. We kind of already know where everyone is. Everyone's pinged. Still. I think the ping lasts. No, I think actually no. I was wrong. It only lasts one turn. It was enough of a reach to catch the Advent Priest out here. So as you can see, it's got quite a reach on it. There is another more advanced version you can get. Which will cause, which will do pretty much the same thing, but allow you to also do a sort of very long-ranged conal scan out to quite a distance. If you have an idea where the enemy are, but you want to see exactly where they are, that can be used, but that's not until later in the tech tree, so maybe we'll talk about that some other time. In the meantime, I need to figure out how the hell I'm going to deal with all this. Let's see. Okay, I have a plan. This is a good plan. Who knows? Should be able to see hot stuff from there. Can remove. Right, there we are. Okay, hot stuff. Mr. Suarez is going to move up to here. And we're going to do an experiment to see if claymores are detonated by flamethrowers.
Soon our prey will fall.
Not sure the range that helps. Oh, well, it definitely works. The loop was destroyed, that makes me extremely sad. But, what can one do? We need to get out there with Kate here. I should have bought mine shields. Always look at the sit reps, folks. Always look at the sit reps. What to do? Oh. If we need someone who is not going to cause too much harm if he's mind controlled, it's this guy. Maybe we could just distract out on this flank. Smith can be flanked from there. Kind of getting caught in a bit of an L shape here, and we've got a lot of close assault troops who can't close with the enemy. This is not ideal. Okay, let's. Right, we could move out from here. Okay, so it's going to run across here. We're going to try and move around on this flank, distract on this flank, and just hope that our skirmisher does not get taken out in the process. Let's move in a little bit closer. Can we get up? We can get up. Okay, we might be able to take some sneaky flanking shots from up here. Okay, they can't mind control what they can't see. So I'll rely on that. Oh, okay.
The shadows
No
fade.
sooner was it said than that happened. So I'm being very stealthy this time around. Let's see if the game hangs or not. Nope, it's just a stasis off on our flamethrower guy. That's okay. I didn't need him for anything anyway, I'm sure. Priest's going to move back. Just take a shoot. Ouch. That's fine. He's a big tough boy, you can take it. Wraith was not punished by that, luckily. Are you going to take second chance? I'm not going to take your second chance, okay. I'm not going to scan. Nice. Okay. Right. Let's see. Kind of want to get their attention over here. I really don't care if they shoot at him or mind control him. It wouldn't necessarily be the end of the world. You, on the other hand, have mobility issues, and you are a close combat fighter. Should perhaps have thought a little bit more about how I equipped him during loadout. We can move up a bit. Let's see what we can see. Do we have a useful grapple target? Actually, we do not. So I'm gonna go with some conceal here. See what we can do with that. Morozov needs to get up into the fight. He gets. It looks like partial cover counts as full. Yeah, you have low profile and wills to survive. Right, you're going to be absolutely fine up there. I have full faith that you're not going to get mind controlled and come and shoot me with a double barrel shotgun. You're going to advance as well. We need to get in close. Do we have? We do. We have a sneaky shot. I don't believe this costs an action. So we'll do that first and hope that we... Nope, not great damage. And reveal. Okay, well, that was really well worth it. As you can see, I'm a very experienced operator in the world of XCOM 2. Some performance play here. Luckily that priest missed, and instead is going to take their second chance and shoot again. Okay, got that priest moving up, getting some cover. Luckily we've got deflect on that character so they can shoot all they please. But the stasis, there's a stasis. Okay, so that guy's going nowhere, but that's fine. At least they didn't mind control him. No, actually, Wraith is still in stealth due to some strange bugginess, which I choose to think of as a feature. You're probably going to be the trickier one to take out. That may not be true, but anyway, you're dead, so good. Oh, not revealed. Our first bit of stealth luck so far. Now, Morozov, you've got the ability to get them to move it, but I think we'll use you for your combat ability points. And just run in there and shoot them with a double barrel shotgun. Should we stab them as well? Interesting question. We could go for a stabby stab. I think we will. It's free action. Gets us a little bit closer. We're kind of exposed here. Oh dear, going into sustain there. A little bit vexing. Let's see, who else do we have that can do something about this? Right, I think we'll... So we can't move up to there and cover, so I think we're going to move here.
I'm going.
We will take the normal overwatch on that one. Would be the best call. And our flamethrower guy is very out of position. So let's slightly improve our chances of eliminating that guy when he wakes up. And pistol overwatch. Ah, okay. You are still out of position, but you're getting closer. You still don't have good grapple.
Repositioning.
Oh, that was a mistake. Okay, you're back out of position again. Hilarious. Hilarious stuff. Okay. Run back the same way you came.
A long run.
Okay, now turn. I think. Hopefully our shield bearer will act as a distraction. That was a miss. That was a hit. Okay. Good job. Two Suarez there. Priest's taking a run out. Bad decision. Of course, that was 5 armor, 1 point of shield. I really don't care. He's shooting the enemy with his crotch gun. That's great news. And we should be good. That resistance cell really got pounded by those priests, but I think we should have a kill on this guy now. Let's see. For some reason we're not getting, even though we're flanking. Oh, of course we're using HE rounds. Okay, this is actually the first time this guy has shot his gun. As you can hear, it's a bit loud. Apologies to anyone who lost their ability of hearing there. I just kind of like it really loud. If enough people complain, I will tone it down. As you can see, although the tooltip isn't showing up properly, we're getting +2 damage here. Not that we actually need it in this situation. We'll take another shoot. And blow that guy away. Wonderful. So, that was what a mission looks like with model early on in the game. Usually you wouldn't have so much of that fancy gear to play around with. That was just me splurging a decent chunk of my budget on it. But it's possible to pick up a few of these items and they can be very useful sometimes and absolutely useless the rest of the time. It's really just how you want to use them, whether you find the right situation for them, whether they match your doctrine, and so on and so forth. So you've got quite a few options for loading out your troops. One of the things that I was aiming to do with armor mods was to try and allow you to customize your soldiers a bit more and kind of make it so that even a relatively basic soldier could be a little bit tougher, a little bit more useful, or a little bit more specialized. So some of these cover certain archetypes. So you've got the medic here, you've got the engineer, we've got the sneaky stabber, we've got the guy who likes to run in there and not be on fire. We've got someone who just wants to be a grenadier for the day. And the assault armor mod, which I haven't really talked about too much, if at all even. This is a bit of enhanced armor for the troops, which who need to fight on the front lines. The wearer gains 4 ablative HP, so that's 4 shields, and 15% crit resistance, which is a fair bit. Gear also includes pouches for additional flashbangs, granting an extra flashbang for each one carried. Okay, so that's all I'm going to talk about to you for today. The next video will be done in a few days' time. I need to get a bit more into the mid game, and we'll do some pretty much the same thing as we did today in the mid game. Talk about a few of the new items, how you access them, and some of the other quirks of this mod. So I will speak to you perhaps in the third video, which will be covering the mid game. Thank you for now.